All right, let's get this thing going. So, I'm going to give this a few minutes, get people to join in. We'll see how this goes. It's a little interesting. It's always nice. Hold on. I don't go live very often these days, but when I am, it is nice. So, this will be public. I'll have this viewable after the stream is over. So, I'll just go ahead and get started. Indiana Hoosiers, 2026 college football national champions. And, how am I feeling? Pretty good, For those who don't know me, I'll just go ahead and introduce myself as I am. This channel is ChiefsRaysBolts. I'm ChiefsRaysBolts. I've covered Kansas City Chiefs, Tampa Bay Lightning, Tampa Bay Rays on this channel since 2017. And I went to college at the University of South Florida, graduated in 2024. Recently, as late as August of last year, so not even a full year ago, I started my master's program at Indiana University. So therefore, I am a Hoosier. I obviously, in the middle of the football season, I'm going to devote most of my attention to USF because that was my bachelor's college. That was where I lived. That was where I spent 3 years. Had a great time. Went to many games. Still go to a lot of games at USF. So USF will always be my primary school. However, I obviously get to celebrate this because I am a student at Indiana University. So this was fun to watch today. This was a lot of fun. Ever since USF's gone out, I've been full blown attention focused on to Indiana. Watched the Peach Bowl last week. I watched what I could. I had a thing going on, but that was not stressful. It was just a blowout. Game started on a pick 6 for Indiana, so that was just smooth sailing after that. I did think that the game tonight would have been not stressful, not as close. I didn't write off Miami. USF played Miami this year. I watched that game. They killed USF, so obviously they're a good team. They made the national championship. Obviously, Miami's a good team if you're going to make the national championship. We've known this. However, Indiana blowing out Oregon in the Peach Bowl, Indiana blowing out Alabama in the Rose Bowl, Indiana defeating Ohio State narrowly in the Big Ten championship. I thought, they've had their toughest battles. This game against Miami shouldn't be too close. And it was close. And it could have gone disastrous had Carson Beck not thrown that last-minute interception. So I'm glad it ended the way that it ended. And Hoosiers are champions. Did I bring myself to buy merchandise? No, I did not, because actually I'm lying. I did. I did buy a couple of things just because, it is pretty freaking cool that Indiana won the national championship in my first year being a student there. And, spending my bachelor's degree years at USF, the best thing we ever had was winning the regular season American Conference Championship in basketball 2 years ago. That's as good as it comes as being a USF student, or at least for me when I was a student there. So actually attending a big school, a Big Ten school, and having a chance, it's awesome. And I'm super fortunate that this just happens to be the school I chose. It was purely for academics, had nothing to do with being a fan of the sports team. Obviously, if anybody does that, you're stupid. But I just got lucky. Straight up, end of the day. I got super lucky. I couldn't be more happy to see my current school go on and win the championship in my first year as a student there. Pretty sick. Anytime I talk about Indiana, it feels a little awkward for me, just because, I'm still a brand new student, therefore a brand new fan of the team. So I always like to bring up USF as well, which I've already done. And I like to just really drive home the fact that my primary team, athletics college team, It's always going to be USF. But them being in the American Conference, we're not going to be in the running for a national championship probably ever, unless we get a couple of Mark Cubans out of USF that donate a bunch of money, and we use that for NIL and bring in good players, move up a few conferences maybe. I think within a few years USF can move up out of the American, because right now we're a stepping stone for other players, other coaches. You see Alex Galesh leave USF this season. He goes to Auburn, which is an SEC school, and we had 10-plus USF players all follow him to Auburn. Thank goodness we get the Ohio State offensive coordinator, Brian Hartline, over to become the head coach for USF. Couldn't have had a better hiring, in my opinion. I can't wait to see how next season goes. USF has a cakewalk schedule. So we'll see if they can actually perform well in the conference and win the conference championship under Hartline. I don't know if it'll happen, but I have high hopes. If there ever was a universe where Indiana played USF in any athletic, any sport, I think I'd be pulling for USF. But today, I am 100% a Hoosier. I'm allowed to be. I'm a student there. So it feels good. It really feels good. It is late, so I don't really expect any viewers. Right now we have 0. That is awesome. Exactly what I expected. Oh, boy. So, I wonder if we can, let me go ahead and pull something up here. All right, let's go ahead and try this. All right, I would like to go ahead here. And I want to go ahead and critique, because I'm very big on graphic design and whatnot. I want to go ahead and critique the national champions merch. See how well they did. So I did get the locker room hat, which is beautiful. Take a look at it. It's got the little palm tree within the P on champs. It's got the Miami Vice colors because the game was played in Miami. You got the kind of neon blue on the left and the neon pink on the right. Very well done. This is the national champion shirt. Did a great job, again, sticking with the Florida theme, which makes it even cooler for me because I live in Florida. Got the palm trees. National champions, Hoosiers. Very sick. I did not get this one in the middle with the back print because look at that, $60 for a t-shirt. That's kind of nuts. So I got the one on the right without the back print for $45. Saves a little bit of money. But very, very good with the graphic design here. We got this hat from New Era to $9.70. Not the biggest fan of this one. Skipped out on that. But it's good to have variety. I don't really know what 47 brand is doing here with these print-on graphics. Not a big fan of these, but it is an option. A couple other generic hats that I did not get. I didn't feel too enticed by most of this stuff just because, again, I am a new student here. I don't really feel a great connection yet to the school. I will soon. Just wait on it. I'm fully planning on going to Bloomington next year to watch a football game up there. Probably spend the weekend, go around campus, see what it's like. Should be fun. Definitely going to do that. What are we doing here? Yeah. Hoodies are nice. Got all the accessories. I always like to, even when my teams don't win it, I like to go look at all the champs merchandise just to see how they did on the graphic work. Like this shirt here, I would absolutely love if they just had the front print. You don't need the back. You don't need the custom name. They should have just had it as an option. That one would have been really cool. You know what's really going to suck, too, is when the Raiders take Fernando Mendoza first overall in the upcoming draft, and then the Chiefs are going to have to play Mendoza twice a year. And I'm going to have to root against him after rooting for him all year. That's going to be a little awkward, but it should be fun nonetheless. This year I got way more into college football than I ever have been, so I anticipate knowing a handful of the names in the draft, which I'm looking forward to. I think it'll be a lot of fun. It's going to be interesting to see what teams do with quarterbacks after Mendoza because there's not a whole lot of notable names. After him, Dante Moore on Oregon just decided to extend for another year, extend his eligibility. Antigua polos, those are always nice. Have a couple of those. You know what's really nice, what's really cool about a lot of this merchandise is they incorporate Miami-themed, Florida-themed elements. Like on this pair of socks here, you have palm leaves with the National Champions logo. On that last shirt I showed you, the customizable one, it's all Miami-themed. A lot of this stuff is Miami-themed, which just adds salt to the wound for Miami fans. And I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think I've ever said this on any of my videos, but I really despise the core Miami fan base. I absolutely despise them because I saw Miami play at USF in Tampa, not this season, but last season. We got killed. It was Cam Ward at quarterback for Miami. We got killed. Wasn't a fun game for me. And I've never had opposing fans come into my house, my stadium, run their mouths and continue to run their mouths at me unwarranted after the game, and not only after the game in the stadium, but out into the parking lot as well. I was at my goddamn car in the parking lot after the game, and I had Miami fans spontaneously coming up to me just to tell me how bad my team was. I've never had that before. NFL, any other college team, MLB, NHL, no other sports team's fan base has ever done that. The only other comparison for me would be the Buffalo Bills. Those guys were rude as hell too. I don't make my opinions on fan bases based on what I see on social media because social media is never indicative of real life and nobody should treat a fan base based on what they see on social media. I think it's nonsense. Go out, experience them for yourselves, and then make an opinion. Most fan bases across most sports are just normal, fine people. Sure, you get your few trash talkers here and there. Every fan base is going to have those people. But you know, you don't characterize a whole fan base because of one or two bad fans. But when you're constantly being heckled nonstop by multiple groups of people, I've only had that by two fan bases ever. It's the Buffalo Bills and the University of Miami. It was only those two. USF plays Miami how often? We played them like 3 times ever. We're not a rival. We don't ever play you, ever. So why are you running your mouth? In our house. I have despised their fan base ever since that day, being around those fans. Just a degenerate behavior. And my other thing, too, is why are we doing that? it's just disrespectful. I would never go into another person's home, another person's stadium, wearing the opposing team merchandise and be an absolute dickhead to them. I wouldn't do it. It's just, you just don't do that. It's just common sense. We got Indie Sports Fan in the chat. Love it. Go Hoosiers. Great night. And here's the other thing about Miami that I really dislike. Obviously, every single university, they're going to have fans that didn't actually go to the school. That's just like their local team. It's way more common in cities like Tuscaloosa, Oxford, Mississippi, Columbus, Ohio. This is a lot more common in these smaller cities where the college team is like what you grow up nearby. They're always good. It's common for a lot of these big schools to have a decent amount of fans. They're fans of the team that never went to the school. And I get it if you do, nothing against you. If that's like all you've grown up with, you have family that went there. Like if you're an SEC or a Big Ten, something like that. If you're a fan of that team because you grew up next to it and that's all you know, right? But you didn't actually go to the school. It doesn't bother me too much. What bothers me about Miami, they're a private school. They have a very small enrollment number. Yet somehow they have so many fans show up and run their mouths. I guarantee you, the majority, not the minority, I'm talking about the majority of Miami fans that I had to deal with at the USF game 2 years ago, I guarantee you the majority of them didn't even go to Miami. And that's what pisses me off about Miami so much. I guarantee you most of these people who sit there and run their mouths and heckle you into the parking lot like it happened to me, guarantee you these people never even went to that school. And like I said, it's like if I know you personally and you like a team because that's your local team, but you didn't go to that college, like, okay, cool, whatever, good for you. But there's just something about the bulk of your fan base not even being students or alumni just really rubs me the wrong way. Because I didn't have a college team before I went to college. I didn't care about college football or any college athletic before I went to college. And then I went to college, and I instantly fell in love with my college's athletics. Because it's like a sense of family. It's like you went to that school, you lived at that school, you studied at that school, you partied at that school, you did all these things at that school. You have a special bond to the sports teams. Those sports teams represent you as a student, fan, alumni, in a way that you just can't really feel unless you went to that school. And it's just like, it's like a weird sense of pride that I can't explain. You just feel it. And I'm slowly but surely, this tonight certainly helps a lot, becoming that way with Indiana. I haven't been to the campus yet. I can't even remember the last time I was in the state of Indiana. Been there before, just can't remember the last time when. But I still am a student there. Yeah, Indy sports. I grew up in Indiana, didn't go to school at IU, but have been a fan of all their sports since I started watching. And you know what? Nothing against you, brother. That's completely fine. And guess what? Bloomington, or I guess anywhere in Indiana, you've got the Colts, you got the Pacers. That's really it. And I can't imagine there's a whole lot of other sports happening around. And Indiana's a major, major college. It's not a private school like Miami, where it's impossible to get into and costs a fortune to attend. That's completely, it's no diss on you, man. I'm purely dissing Miami. Like, I guarantee you the people who run their mouths are the ones who didn't even go to school there. Guarantee it. Completely fine. But what I'm saying is, like, I live in Tampa. Our local college is USF. It so happens to be the college that I did my bachelor's degree in. I don't really know very many USF fans that didn't go to USF. All of my like core friends that are USF fans also went to USF, but that's because Tampa's like a big city. We got other sports teams. We're a weird city, like where you don't really have where you do have a lot of other options, so you don't really just pick USF, especially when you have the Florida Gators 2 hours north of Tampa. You have Florida State like 5 hours north. You know, USF's kind of they're in a smaller conference too, which doesn't help. So, but when you're in a state like Indiana, a city like Bloomington, a city like Tuscaloosa, where you don't have a whole lot else to watch, and you have these major colleges, yeah, that's fine. I'm completely, I don't nothing against that. I'm telling you, dude, it's a Miami thing. It is purely, I've never seen a fan base with more people who didn't actually go to that school than Miami. And they're like, it's just straight up something about them. It's not, again, it's not the fact that, oh, they didn't go to school there that bothers me. It's the fact that they didn't go to school there and they're the ones that are running their mouths, acting like they're so much better than you. That's what pisses me off. But no diss on you at all. Completely fine. That's great. I'm telling you, if I grew up too in a city that had a very big school with a football team in a major conference, I would probably have grown up a fan of that team too. I know so many people that grew up Florida Gators fans. Then they went to college elsewhere and kind of switched up. That's just kind of the way it works. But again, no diss at all, bro. We're all celebrating this together. It's great. It's fun. I wanted to beat Miami so bad today because I've been around their fans. They're terrible. They're absolutely the worst college fans I've been around. And I've been around a lot. I've been to a game, USF versus Alabama in Tampa. They were fine. They beat us. I didn't hear any trash talk. I didn't have people coming up to me spontaneously to run their mouths. Same thing goes for UCF, used to be USF's biggest rivals. Went to a rivalry football game, end of season, and there were a couple that, were a little louder than I wish they were, but they weren't being disrespectful. Little annoying, yes. Disrespectful, no. Miami, 100% full-blown disrespectful. No reason for it at all. Just, yeah. I live in Kentucky now, and I hate when people are fans of one school in basketball and another one in football. Like, most Kentucky basketball fans are Alabama football. Yeah, like, bro, just pick a school. If you didn't go to the school, just pick a school and stick with it. That I will not understand. That I will not understand at all. Another Hoosiers fan enters the chat. Presumably, salty wings and Avs fan. Goddamn, I don't know why you're salty, bro. Avs are having a hell of a year. This is great. The only thing that sucks about tonight is the fact that we will not get college football again until August. This was the most I've been in college football ever in my life. I've grown up on just NFL, really, for football. Never really gave a shit about college, like I said, until I went to college. And now this is like the peak of my college fandom. I go to IU. This is fun. Yeah, this is a lot of fun. And like I said earlier, whether anybody actively watching heard it or not, although I do go to IU through their online school, I still go to IU. So, like, I have the full right to root for the Hoosiers, obviously. I'm a student there. But I haven't been yet. But I promise you that's going to change next year. I promise you I'll vlog it. I'll have a video on this channel. Every sports experience I do, or most of them, 90% of them, I will vlog. I'll upload to the channel. And and I can't wait for that. I can't wait to go to Bloomington next year. It's gonna happen 100%. Go watch a football game up there. Looking extremely forward to it. I'll probably stay. I'll probably find a weekend to stay, explore the campus a little bit. Thank you for accepting me. Really appreciate it. But yeah, I mean, it's great. The more the season went on, the more into Indiana I got, and it just evolved to like, holy shit, they're actually like contenders, cause I obviously I picked this the school for the academics, no other reason. If you choose a school for their sports teams, then that's just stupid. But like when I chose the Indiana program online, I this was back in August. This is how fortunate I am. I go to a school, they win a natty right away. That's very very lucky on my end. But um, I when I first started the classes here, I didn't even have it in the back of my head that they would be like a national champion this year. I knew they were good. I knew they were in the playoffs last year. I knew they had high hopes. But I'm just like, yeah, but like Alabama, Ohio State, all the big dogs every year, they'll be good. They're going to be there. Probably won't beat them. And then the season just progressed. And while for the first 3 quarters of the season, most of my attention was focused on USF, because obviously it's my bachelor school, my main school. I progressively watched more and more of Indiana, brought it upon myself to learn more about the roster, more about, the school and the culture, the history of the teams. And the more I learned, the more I started to really like the program, really like the fact that, oh my gosh, like they've been bad for their entire existence, and this is like Salty Wings and Avs fan just said, they are completing the biggest turnaround in college sports history. 1,000%. 1,000%. And it's not like Signetti had some crazy resume coming in. He was the head coach at JMU. You think of JMU, James Madison University, you don't even think about them. And congrats to them for making the playoff this year, but they did exactly what everybody knew they were going to do, and that was get blown out in the first round. JMU, I don't even know what conference they're in, but I know it's not a big one. And for Signetti to go from JMU straight to Indiana and then turn them into a national champion in 2 years, I mean, goddamn, dude, that's a good coach. So like I said, the more the season went on, the more and more I indulged myself into Indiana football. Looking back, I do wish I watched more games in the beginning of the season, but you gotta understand it was a little tough. A lot of the games overlapped with South Florida, and I live in Tampa where South Florida plays, obviously, so I go to most of those games. I'm not gonna sit there in my seat with my phone watching Indiana while I'm at another game. So, anyways, Sun Belt Conference, yes, that is correct. You know how Shador got his number immediately retired by Colorado to do that to Mendoza right now? Absolutely. Absolutely. And like I said, as a fan of the Kansas City Chiefs, I'm going to hate playing him twice a year in Las Vegas, because let's just go ahead and assume that Vegas is going to take him first overall. So I'll never hate him as a person, ever. He's a great dude, fun to watch, very great football player. And honestly, if he's scoring touchdowns against KC, I'm not allowed to be too mad about it. It's just gonna be like, God damn, Mendoza again. Yeah, this truly is, like, from what I've seen and what I've read over the course of this entire season, this is probably a very easy. This was a very easy thing to say. Yeah, this was the best and biggest program turnaround in history. It just has to be. I mean, I believe coming into this season, Indiana had the worst all-time record in football, and of any college football program. And now they're national champions. And, yeah. yeah, when I come to Bloomington next season, which I will, promise you I will, you'll see the proof on the channel if you're subscribed. I will come to the campus. I'll come to Assembly Hall. I'll see all of it. I'll enjoy it. And I can't wait for it. God, you know what was so great about Indiana this year, right? They did a lot of stuff fundamentally that you don't even see out of NFL teams. They rarely missed tackles. They rarely committed penalties. They did the fundamentals the way that they're supposed to happen. They played football the way football is supposed to be played. And you don't see like just clean game after clean game after clean game the way Indiana played football. And they did that. And it was fun to watch. They just didn't make mistakes, like ever. And that Mendoza touchdown today, you got to hang that in the Louvre, dude. You just do. And the ball's on Signetti to even call that QB draw on 4th down in the red zone. Oh my gosh. Signetti and Mendoza should never have to pay for a beer in the state of Indiana ever again. Period. But yeah, dude, you hang that photo in the Louvre. That was crazy. But back to the shopping a little bit, because it's fun to critique the graphic design. It's fun to see what they do for merch. See if anything, and I do this every time a team wins a championship. Just go and critique the graphic design. I'm very passionate about the stuff. It's a plus when it's my team that has this stuff made and I can actually buy it. Already got myself a handful of things today, and I'm sure as more comes along, I'll buy stuff as well. But yeah, I mean 16-0 too. Just crazy, dude. And Miami put up a better fight than I thought they would. Truthfully, they did. And that final drive had me terrified. Absolutely terrified. Because as you know, they played Ole Miss in the Fiesta Bowl. And Ole Miss was up. And what does Miami do? They have basically a walk-off touchdown on the final drive of the game. And it was looking like they were setting up to do the same thing against Indiana. And I was terrified. My heart was pounding. It was not fun. I was like, please do not, any team but Miami, dude. Just don't lose to Miami. You've come this far. You're 15-0 to this point. You're in the national championship. You're about to finish off the greatest story in college football history. You cannot lose this now. And, yeah, it is Fanatics, by the way. They're getting, it's always Fanatics. It's the bulk of the merch goes on Fanatics. But yeah, I was terrified. My heart was pounding because it looked like Miami was going to go down and score. The defense was fatigued. They had stayed on the field for so long that game. And Carson Beck did what Carson Beck does best, and that's throw interceptions. And he did it in the most pivotal moment of the game. Underthrown ball. It was picked off. There were a couple of crazy Indiana conversions, too, like on 4th down. Just improbable catches that were caught. And I'm just like, this team just rarely makes mistakes. It's crazy. Yeah. Yeah, it is Fanatics. It is Fanatics. But, it's I like looking at the like this is new. I haven't seen this one yet. Very basic design, just a little national champions that's in a little half circle here, Indiana logo. I I like critiquing this stuff, man. This is sweet. This is awesome. The main locker room T-shirt with the palm trees for Miami, the big design, it's got a little bag design. I will say $60 for a T-shirt is crazy, and I'll probably get this if it goes on sale. But right now, no, thank you. Not for a cotton T-shirt. I'm not paying $60. But it just critiquing the design, it's amazing. Got the palm trees. Got the it's not too complicated, but it gets the job done. It expresses national champions. You got the extra features on the back. It's got the hint of Florida and Miami with the palm trees. Beautiful. Like I said, adds salt to the wound that it was in Miami's home stadium and all the merch is Miami themed. I love it. I absolutely love it. Yeah, man. This is a great night. Absolutely great night. You know, I actually do need a new phone case. I don't know if you could see this, but this is my Super Bowl champions phone case from 2 years ago, and it is so sun faded. It's basically pink now. This was bright red and everything. Now it's basically pink. So sun faded. I've been meaning for a new case for a long time, and it might have to be an Indiana University national champions case. Might just have to be. And because I live in Florida, you know, I mean, I see Miami fans out in the wild from time to time because I'm not in Miami, I'm in Tampa, but I still see Miami fans from time to time. And, you know, like for the next few months, I'm going to be rocking the hell out of this Champions gear. And I really hope that some Miami fans walk past me and just take in the scene. It's going to be great. Yeah. Now, I will say the great thing about the two colleges I went to, so therefore the two teams that I support, they're probably never going to play each other in football. Probably never. So I'm never going to have like a conflicting game. I saw softball schedule for the Athletics got released this week. And believe it or not, USF does play Indiana in Tampa in softball. Now, let's be real. It's softball. Who cares? But I don't think I've ever gone to a college softball game. But I think I will go to that one just because that's going to be a lot of fun. Might wear like Indiana shirt, USF hat, something like that. Maybe flip-flop it and just hope that both teams have fun. Because to my knowledge, that's the first time I've ever seen a USF athletics team play against Indiana. So that's actually like I have it on my calendar already. It's circled. I would love to go to that, even though it's softball and I don't really pay attention to that ever. It's still my two schools going head to head, which is sick. But for football, like I'm never gonna have to worry about it. Yeah, I don't see USF ever playing Indiana in football. I don't see that happening. And if it does, that would be greatly conflicted, but I'm just glad I don't have to worry about it. I can support both teams equally. Yeah, great night. Yeah, oh, by the way, Home Field Apparel you mentioned, Indy sports fan. You mentioned Home Field Apparel. Great website, great company. I do shop there from time to time. They have really good apparel. See what they have. Isn't this great? First thing on the page, isn't it great? Oh, see now okay, this is nice. Little trucker hat with the Indiana word mark. It's got the 2025 national champions on the back. That's pretty sweet. Bomber jacket for damn near $200, which is clean as hell. I mean, I wouldn't wear that personally. I don't think I'd look too good in that, but it is a very sleek design. I mean, Home Field does a great job with this stuff. Home field was created by IU alumni. I did not know that. That's very nice. Yeah, like I've seen some of this stuff too, like the ha 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 Miami losers. Like this too. This is the type of stuff I like. This Miami themed beach stuff. You got the mascot here. Very cool. I will show you two without hopefully any personal details showing up on the computer. '47 did great stuff too. I'm usually a really big fan of the 47 brand designs. I got this t-shirt too. I did buy this one tonight. I just absolutely love this Miami themed. It says Miami on it. You got the palm trees. It's perfect. It's just perfect. It's beautiful. I love it. Can't wait to get that one. And I will have, if you haven't, I imagine some people on the stream and some people in the chat have never come across me before. Totally cool. But one of the main things I've done on this channel for the last 8 years has been unboxing videos. And anytime that a team of mine, I say this as if it's a yearly thing, but it's not. I'm a fortunate fan. The times that my teams have made championships or won championships, I've done a special video for those championships. So I'm considering doing one for Indiana. Like Indiana champions, unboxing, merch review, compilation, something along those lines. I'll probably do that. If I can order enough. I think I probably got, let me think. I got a hat, I got a couple shirts, pennant. And I'm sure more stuff will follow when more stuff gets released, but that shirt's dope. Excited to get that one. I'm gonna be wearing Indiana stuff all summer. What a year for IU, man. What a freaking year. Yeah, I mean, I can tell that home field comes from Indiana because their own branded merch has Indiana on it. You know, it would be really sick if they made it. I'm sure the licensing would be impossible to get, but it would be absolutely dope if they could have come up with a way to integrate some form of national champions Stranger Things collab, since Stranger Things is based in a fictional town in Indiana. I think that'd be sick. Stranger Things themed Indiana champion shirt would be peak. Yeah, here's a phone case here. Flag, all kinds of stuff. It's home field again, or that's homage. Never mind. Similar brands. Yeah. Golf towel. Actually, I went golfing today. Earlier in the, I went in the early afternoon, and I wore my Indiana polo And I had a couple different people ask me like, "Oh, are you an Indiana fan?" I'm like, "I'm a student there, so yeah, kind of have to be." But yeah, something Stranger Things themed would be absolutely sick. I'm surprised. I know I typed in like Stranger Things Indiana. I know I've done that before. I know the I believe it's the Fever. Yeah, they've done collab merch before. I'm surprised the Pacers haven't. Surprised the Colts haven't. Now I'm surprised IU hasn't either. I feel like now would be the best time to do it since you just won the frickin' Natty. Yeah. Oh, I've seen. Yeah, I've seen the jerseys actually. Those are sick too. I wish all Indiana teams like really just bought into that kind of thing. It's so appropriate because the whole show was based in a fictional town, Hawkins, in Indiana. So it's just like it's just so it would be so fitting. It'd be a moneymaker too if you get the licensing for it. This is interesting here. This is a jersey, national champions jersey. It's got the Indiana and national champions logo kind of discreetly faded into the back of the jersey. And then you have the same logos on the shoulders. It's very interesting. I'm considering I probably won't because I like the my current jersey as is. But I was considering like, what if I did buy the 2026 the patch that they wore tonight and just had that stitched on? That'd be pretty cool. Probably won't because I don't think I'd be able to do it unless it was like way up here or something, but I don't know. Also, if you don't know me, I am a very big jersey fanatic. I have probably between all my sports teams close to 100 jerseys. And this is my only Indiana jersey. Just got it this season because that would make sense, right? I just started becoming a student this season, but kind of low key want a white one next year. Might have to invest in that. It's also hard to gauge what kind of merch is going to last around long enough to go on sale in a few months. Because for a school like Indiana, who's never won a national championship in football, or at least not since any of us have been alive, um, well, no, it's zero. I know it's zero. They don't have a national championship, but I know that a lot of people are going to want to buy stuff, especially if you have, which they do, the largest living alumni base of any university in the country. It's a fact. Stuff is going to sell out. Everybody's going to want a piece of Champs merch. So, I mean, even Mark Cuban, I didn't even know he went to IU until this year. He started going to the games. Stuff's going to sell out. It's just a matter of what and what's going to stay. But I don't know. I'm having fun with just scrolling and looking at the graphic design. It's good stuff. I love that a lot of it's Miami themed, just to really stick it in their faces. Like I said, been around so many different college fan bases in the last 4 years, and none of those fan bases come close in the department of suck than Miami. Miami just had the worst, most insufferable fans to be around of any college team. So it was like a double win for me tonight, just because it's like awesome. My master school wins, and then on top of that, a team that I can't stand and a fan base I can't stand loses on top of that. Nonetheless, in their own city, in their own stadium, yeah, felt great. Felt great. Well, look, thank you to everybody who wanted to tune into this. I didn't think I'd get many viewers at 2:30 in the morning, but I do appreciate those who stayed, those who watched, those who commented. It's a pleasure to have you here. It's a pleasure to talk about IU and the championship. It's great to meet some locals too, some other students. It's good stuff. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you subscribe so you can stay in touch, stick around, see what I have in the future. And you bet that there will be more IU content to come in the future. Yeah, eight viewers is a lot more than I expected at 2:30. I'm not going to lie. 8 concurrent viewers. I thought I was going to get like 1. They stay for about 30 seconds, leave, and then I'm talking to myself for an hour. That's what I thought was going to happen. But yeah, been a pleasure to talk to everybody and celebrate together. So now the question is, because Indiana has a lot of seniors, right? With the transfers they're getting in, will they be able to sustain this success? Will they be able to make a bid for back-to-back championships? I think with Kurt Signetti, anything's possible. But I want to look at this. You want to hear a lot. 247 Sports. Oh. There we go. Yeah, this is what I mean. Indiana's number 2 for the rating for transfers coming in the country. Yes, what I mean. It's Texas Tech's a little surprising. And to be honest with you, I have no idea how rare 5 stars are. I don't know how many 5 stars exist every year in the country. Can't be many of them. I see one going to LSU, one going to Texas. There's really not very many. South Carolina. You scroll down, you have all these major schools. You don't see any, which leads me to think that, are these the only 3 in the entire country? The only 3 5 stars? 1 to South Carolina, 1 to Texas, and 1 to LSU? I don't know. But as you can see, Indiana, they're ranked number 2 on this website for transfer portal rankings. 17 transfers in, 5 out. I mean, how could you want to transfer out after this season? Unless, really, the only way you're transferring out is if you were a backup that got no playing time and you want to get playing time. That's the only reason you're transferring out of Indiana. Index score 47 with Texas Tech being barely above that. That's crazy. 3 4 stars coming in, 13 3 stars. That's great. That's really good. Just going down the list here. Yeah, this is interesting, Clemson, because this is where Alex Galesh went, USF head coach. 9 3 stars coming in. I'm sure a handful of those were USF players. Same with Oklahoma State. North Texas's head coach went to OSU, and a lot of his players followed. I mean, 43 3 stars is insane. This is the thing. Look at Ohio State though, ranked number 33. The thing that sucks about the American Conference is every school in the American Conference is a stepping stone for coaches and players. You start to build your way up from there basically, and you're not going to stay there forever. That's why I really hope USF gets out of the conference in a few years. Oh, dude, I said Clemson for Galesh. I'm stupid. I'm sorry. It's not Clemson. It's freaking Auburn. I don't know why I thought it was. No, it's Auburn. It's still 29, 3 stars, 3 4 stars, but you lost 7. Now if we go to by conference, we'll go to the American. All right, yeah, whatever. They don't even have it. Same freaking site. Their way to. Yeah. Is this right? CUSC got a handful of 5 stars. I don't know if this is the right page, though. I'm not going to lie. Oh, this is recruits, not transfers. Okay, transfers. Yes. So this site has LSU and Ole Miss being at the top. Indiana at 7. That's still great. 5 4 stars coming in. That's great. 9 3 stars. See, here's Galesh's Auburn. 4 4 stars. 28 3 stars. Jesus Christ. Oh, there we go. There's USF. 22. I thought we had a 4 star, but I could be wrong. 22 3 stars, still really good. Kind of curious what we're doing here. I know this is an IU stream. I get it, but I'm just looking real quick. I'm curious. That's all. That one was tough. Okay. Now, I want to go over this. Ranking the best players in the college football transfer portal. Let's go ahead and see what we got here. Brandon Sorsby. Cam Coleman. He's pretty good. Sam Levis pretty good. Drew Mestemaker. He's going to OSU. I don't know. The whole transfer portal thing is making college so interesting every year. Here's Byron Brown, South Florida. He was a lot of fun to watch this year. But this what makes the transfer portal and the NIL deals so interesting is any college team now, if they put the money and the resources into the program, they can become good. It's not like the old days where just the biggest schools get the best records and best programs every year. It's changed. So now we're at a point where any school, if they really want to commit to it, they can be good. All right, thoughts on my GOAT, Eric Bieniemy, coming back to the Chiefs to be the offensive coordinator again. I'll tell you what I think. I think it's good because the Chiefs' offense was a hell of a lot better under Eric Bieniemy than it was under Matt Nagy. So, I mean, I wish they would have interviewed some other guys, get some fresh blood in the mix, but I can't be too mad. Anything is an upgrade from Matt Nagy. But, I mean, today it doesn't conclude the football season because we still got the conference championship games next Sunday and then the Super Bowl on the 8th of February. So, I mean, we still got a couple more weeks of actual football season, even though college is over now. Kind of sad. But yeah, man. It's going to be a long off season. No college football. No NFL. CLF Coaster says, I hope Denver loses. I hope both teams lose. Can't stand either of those teams. But I think whoever wins the NFC is winning the Super Bowl. Rams or Seahawks, one of those two. There was a goalie fight in the NHL tonight. I love it. I know. Bobrovsky and the Sharks goalie. Can't remember his name. I did see that. It's fantastic. I don't think there's been a goalie fight in 6 years in the NHL, so it's super, super refreshing to see. And it's a lot of fun to watch. I couldn't believe it happened when I saw it. I thought it was a replay of like 10 years ago. I'll always root against our division rival. And I do too. I don't think Patriots are gonna lose against Jarrett Stidham. But anything can happen, I guess. It's February. It's playoffs. January, February, same thing. I just hope it's either the Seahawks or the Rams. Watch the UFL or the Indoor Football League during the offseason. I don't know. I've tried to get in the UFL. They had a team in Tampa for 1 year, and that was the weird year where every team played in Birmingham, so we didn't it was just weird. And then they disbanded, became a different team. I know the UFL this year is adding an Orlando team. I might, if I'm really bored, tune into some Orlando games just because that's the closest team to where I live. Orlando Storm is their name. I don't know, maybe. We'll see. I think I'd rather just turn on hockey. So at least I got hockey. The Lightning are doing very well this year. They're the best team in the East right now, which I didn't think would happen, but here we are. Lightning are super fun to watch. Playoffs, regardless of who's in it, the NHL playoffs are some of the best sports in the world every single year. It's just intense fights, intense physicality, intense speed, intense skating. Oh my god, dude. I'll tell you what, I've played hockey for the last 10 years, and it just makes you love the sport so much more. Like, hockey is my sport, period. And I love hockey. The playoffs are incredible every single year, regardless of who's playing in them. Even if my team's not in it, I still watch most games just because it is so intense every year. And you go back to Orlando so badly for theme parks, especially Epic Universe and Islands of Adventure. Yes, I want to go to Epic Universe. They don't offer season ticket passes yet for Florida residents. I know all the other parks do. They don't offer it yet for Epic Universe because it's so new. I just did Halloween Horror Nights twice over, gosh, when was that? September, October, that time. It's a lot of fun. A lot of fun. In fact, one of the nights I was there until they closed at 2 a.m. And I didn't get home until about 4 a.m. But it was a great time. The theme parks over in Orlando are amazing. NHL playoffs are amazing. Overtime games galore. Indeed. Yeah, no, NHL playoffs are one of the best, if not the best. I always go back and forth between NHL playoffs, NFL playoffs. It's always one or the other. But they're both amazing in their own separate ways. I think what makes the NFL playoffs so goddamn fun is the fact that every game is one and done. It's not like every other league, every other sport where it's a best of 5, best of 7. NFL is one and done. If you have a bad game, sucks. Your season's over. I haven't been to SeaWorld Orlando and Busch Gardens Tampa. It's been forever since I've been to SeaWorld Orlando and Busch Gardens Tampa. Yeah. I've been to Busch Gardens more times than I could count on two hands. I mean, I live in Tampa, so I've been a bunch of times. Last handful of years, I haven't gone too much. They've added a few rides since then I haven't been on yet that I would like to. But I think, without being totally biased, I think that Busch Gardens is the best theme park for thrill rides in Florida, better than anything you get in Orlando, and that is my humble opinion. Like, if you want an out of body experience, you want the shit scared out of you, it's Busch Gardens has what you're looking for. Orlando's for entertainment and family fun, family friendly stuff. Busch Gardens, like, nah. We're going to give you the scariest coasters known to man that's going to leave you fucking dead. SeaWorld, Busch Gardens. Yeah, I knew that. All right. I'm gonna guess you haven't been on Iron Gwazi yet, COF coasters. And I know you too. I'm just calling you CF coaster, but I know you follow me on Instagram and stuff. I recognize you. I'm gonna tell you right now, Iron Gwazi is the scariest goddamn ride I have ever been on. It is so. Every time I go on Iron Gwazi, I think that it's my last day on Earth. I think I'm never seeing my family again. I think that's it. That's the end for me. Like, it genuinely leaves you feeling that way. It is intense, and every time I get off the ride, my pants are a little bit wet. It's terrifying, but I still go back because it's great. I highly recommend if you're into thrill seeking. Way better than the original Gwazi, by the way. That was just annoying. It shook you up. Velocicoaster and Star. Have I done Velocicoaster? I don't know if I've done those. I don't know if I've done Velocicoaster. Is that what? Where is that? Yeah, OG Gwazi was just it was annoying because it wasn't even like it wasn't entertaining. It just violently shook you for a minute and a half and left you with a headache. That's annoying. But yeah, you got to make your way back to Busch Gardens, make your way back to Orlando, Tampa, all the fun stuff. Lots of new stuff being added. Been to Holiday World in Indiana and Kings Island, Ohio. I haven't been to those. But, I really, ever since I was a kid, I really wanted to ride King Ka at Six Flags. And I think it was in New Jersey, if I'm not mistaken. I always wanted to ride it. And they just shut it down recently. I was like, damn, I wanted to go on that. They tore down everything. I think there's bigger, better things now, taller coasters. I don't know how this turned into a roller coaster stream, but we're rocking with it. I've got ball knowledge. Yeah, I'm jealous of you. I really wanted to ride King Ka. It's one of those things like I saw when I was a 12-year-old kid, and I was like, oh my gosh, I really want to ride that. That looks scary, and then they tore it down. But I'm sure there's a lot of other similar rides out there. Let me see. Hold on. Tallest roller coaster in the world is in Saudi Arabia. And it just opened. And it's 44 feet taller than King Ka was. And it looks like it is the same ride. Well, maybe I'm wrong. Hold on. It's Falcon's Flight in Saudi Arabia. Falcon's Flight. And it looks like a theme park in the middle of the desert. You know what I love about rich Middle Eastern countries? You know what I absolutely love about them is they are just... They get so rich off of oil money. And what do they do with that money? They just build whatever the hell they want. Theme park in the middle of the desert? Go ahead. World's tallest building, Burj Khalifa? Fuck it. That's what I love about these rich Middle Eastern countries. They're just like... They have fun with their oil money. It's hilarious. I can't remember what country it is that's hosting World Cup in like 10 years, but they're building like 8 brand new stadiums all around the country just for the World Cup. It might be Saudi Arabia. I don't know, but it's just like I love how they just they treat their money like they treat their money like they just got a will from their super rich grandfather that just passed. And they're just like, fuck it. Giant statue of Pac-Man. That sounds awesome. $500 million. Here you go. Nothing. Build it. It's hilarious. Abu Dhabi is getting an indoor Disney theme park. Sounds fun. Like I said, rich Middle Eastern country. They're getting everything. They're getting fucking everything. So Dubai would be a great place to visit. I really want to go to Dubai someday. They have like a giant indoor ski slope. Because again, fuck it. What else are we gonna do with millions of dollars in oil money? Not million, billions. So funny, dude. So funny. All right. Yeah, Ferrari World. Doesn't Ferrari World have the fastest coaster in the world? I think they do. Fastest coaster in the world. Oh, that's also Falcon's Flight in Saudi Arabia. So it's the same coasters, the fastest and the tallest. Are you kidding me? Dethroning the Formula Rossa at Ferrari World in Abu Dhabi. Yes. Which hit 400. Oh my God. So Falcon's Flight is going to be 44, 46 feet taller than King Dakar was. And it's going to be 6 miles an hour faster than the Ferrari World coaster was. So 155 miles per hour. So goddamn, dude, I got to go to Saudi Arabia. Are you kidding me? I got to go on this Falcon's Flight. Fastest and tallest coaster in the world. That sounds like death awaiting me. Oh, it's also the longest. Okay. Let me fact check. Longest coaster in the world. It's Falcon's Flight at Six Flags Saudi Arabia. Over 13,900 feet of track. That is ridiculous. Like I said, they've got billions in oil money. What do they build with that money? Let's build the coolest roller coaster ever. Biggest, longest, fastest, tallest. Let's just do it all. Why not? Jeez, man. Jeez. And the best part is it's in the middle of a fucking desert. In the middle of nowhere. I gotta see this on Google Maps just to really... I gotta really get a perspective here. Six Flags, Saudi Arabia. It's in the middle of the desert, dude. That is so funny. You could not be more in the middle of Saudi Arabia than in the middle of this goddamn desert. And what do they do in this remote, deserted area? They build a theme park, a Six Flags. Why not? Jesus, that is... If I was rich, I'd do the same shit, dude. I would do the same shit. So funny. Yeah, I'm looking on Google Maps and all of it looks still under construction. It is quite literally in the middle of Saudi Arabia, in the middle of the desert. I'm not showing it on my screen because I'm worried that addresses and stuff are gonna pop up on my screen. But I'm looking at it right now, dude. You could not be, and they have these look like water parks, lagoons, and I'm just like, in the middle of the desert. You could not get further away from the ocean than where they built this Six Flags. It is in the middle of the desert. They're just like, fuck it. In the middle of this desert, we're gonna build the tallest, fastest, longest roller coaster in the world. Because we can. Just because we can. Now this is on my bucket list now. I swear to God, I'm gonna go to this Six Flags one day. You bet on it. I'm gonna do it. That is so funny. They're building a whole city around the city. Well, yeah, I would hope so. Or else it'd be impossible to get to. You'd have to fly into, Dubai? Qatar? I don't even know what the nearest big city is to this place. I wish I could show you, but it's in the middle of nowhere. I don't know. I'm not, well, there is a pretty big city next to the Six Flags. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know how to pronounce it. Riyadh, Riyadh. Riyadh. I'm guessing. But it looks like a relatively new city. It's in the middle of the desert, and then there's just a Six Flags on the outskirts. But yeah, it's so isolated. I cannot believe that. Because what else would you do with billions in oil money? What else would you do? Building Six Flags. All right, look, it's been great. Love talking. It's 3 a.m. I gotta go to bed. I gotta work tomorrow. But thanks for watching. And just to get back on topic, Indiana Hoosiers, baby, national champions. Great night. Great night. And I'll see you in the next video, next live stream, whatever it might be. Hope you subscribe. Hope you stay. Have a great night. I am out. Goodbye.